It's kind of like the difference between when you play basketball with your cousins and on the crate courts in the back, and you guys are really, really good, and then you take that and you go play organized basketball at a league for the first time. When I got my first sales job, it was more so giving me the structure and allowing me to understand the game and allowing me to understand quotas and price matching and product lists and good competitive analysis and different things like that that you don't get necessarily doing playing street ball. I went back to where it started, and where it started for me was actually okay, so today was super, super cool. As you guys know, I'm creating my first product for this online business, and we're creating a product. I feel like in order to create a really, really great product, the inspiration has to be there, the right motivation has to be there, and obviously the skills and the knowledge, all that. I mean, that's permission to play for me, right? If you don't have the skills and the knowledge, you can't create a great product. So that's number one. But you have to put yourself in the right environment. It's almost like when a writer is writing a book. Like, they don't just say, "Oh, I'm going to write a book," and they sit down at their coffee table one morning and write a book. They may go get inspired. They may do research. It may be 6 months of just experiences before they start to write a book. And so my course is around business to business sales. I thought it would be cool to go back to the root, the very, very beginning of my business to business sales. Now, I just said that, and I'm going to say something else. It's going to sound like a contradiction, but let me finish. Where I went was not necessarily the root, right? I started business to business sales on my own before I even really knew what the term was. I was, selling things to businesses from my first computer my parents bought me, and selling online advertising space for Commission Junction, right? That was in a way business to business sales. And so what I'm saying is it's kind of like the difference between when you play basketball with your cousins and on the crate courts in the back, and you guys are really, really good, and then you take that and you go play organized basketball at a league for the first time, or you play at your school for the first time. It's a different perspective. What it really does, when you start to play organized basketball in that format, when you've come from playing street ball, it helps you understand the game better. You start to understand the rules and understand like how to play the game of basketball, how to pass up on a good shot for a great shot. You learn those things when you're playing organized basketball. I feel like that's what it was for me when it came to business sales. I kind of already had the skill set, but I needed to be honed in. It was kind of just, wild, street ball type of sales, street ball type of business. When I got my first sales job, it was more so giving me the structure and allowing me to understand the game and allowing me to understand quotas and price matching and product lists and good competitive analysis and different things like that you don't get necessarily doing playing street ball. And so for me, and I'm already smiling because this is funny, I went back to where it started, and where it started for me was actually at Sam's Club. Yes, Sam Walton Sam's Club, the big place where you can go and get 10 pounds of mustard. That's Sam's Club. And I know you're thinking, how did you do business to business sales in Sam's Club? I'll explain it to you. But you know how it is in the summer, and you're getting out of school, and everybody's looking for a job, and people are getting a job here and a job there, trying to make some money. Well, for me, it was Sam's Club, and I kind of stumbled upon this sales job. And basically, the function of my job was to come in every day. I would look at my quota for that day and for the week. I would put together kind of like my prospect sheet of my territory, the different places I was going to go. It was actually outside sales territory and a route of where I was going to go and all the places that I was going to hit. And I would look up their business. And I don't feel like people do this as much as they should now when you're selling things. I would look up their business, and I would become an expert in their industry, and I would figure out in their workplace, on their day-to-day grind, what are the things that they spend the most money on that I can save them money on. A lot of offices, it was easier. They spent a lot of money on printing paper, right? And most of the printing paper that they needed, most people were selling it for $34, $35 and up. we actually had it for $22.95. I remember the exact price because I sold a lot of reams of paper. But we had it for $22.95. So that was one of the things that would be on the top of my list when we're doing a competitive analysis. I'm going to save you $15 every time you order a ream of paper, because I have it for $22.95. They have it for $37.95, right? Different things like that. So it was cool today to kind of walk back into Sam's Club, and I even seen someone that I worked with there. This was 12 years ago now, 11, 12 years ago. And just the nostalgia of like, oh, I remember this, and all the things that pop into your head when you walk back into this environment. And it just made me like realize that I learned a lot while I was there about B2B sales, but I had no idea at the time, right? I had no idea at the time that I would like truly fall in love with sales, and this is what I want to do. I didn't know 11 years from now I'll be starting a journey to try to create the best sales training company the internet has ever seen. None of that was on my mind. What was really on my mind is like, I want to do well at this because I'm competitive and I want to be able to make money. And that was essentially it. That's all I knew, is that I wanted to be, I wanted to make money, and I'm super competitive, so I wanted to do well. But yeah, it took me back just being in there. I even got a chance to see the jewelry counter I used to sell jewelry at. I used to sell jewelry. And it's hard to sell jewelry in Sam's Club because you got to think, no one is coming to Sam's Club to buy jewelry. They're coming in there to buy 10 gallons of mustard and like 100 packs of cookies and like enough dishwashing detergent for, the cheaper by the dozens family, right? Like the Duggart family with 19 kids for the last 3 months. You know what I mean? Like that's what they come there to buy. They don't come there to buy, a ruby ring. So what I would do, they were redesigning the jewelry case actually, and they wanted to move it, and they had a meeting about where they should move it. Well, we all voted that we should move it next to the TVs, next to the electronics. Now, here's why, me personally, I wanted it next to the electronics. When people buy and shop for TVs, they're not just going to go in and say, I want that one, and walk out. They're going to peruse. They're going to walk. They're going to look at this one and compare it to this one. And this one is high def, and this one is high def, but this one is 4K. They're going to do all these things. And what I would do was strike up a conversation with them while they're doing it. So, right, I got a husband in there, and he's looking at a TV, and he's trying to get one for the big game, and he's looking at the 55-inch or the 42-inch, and I would strike up a TV. Man, those are some nice TVs, man. How do which one are you thinking about getting? Well, I'm thinking about the Samsung, man, but this Philips one looks really, really nice too. And then, after a little while, I was springing on him. Well, man, you're not gonna really take that TV home and not bring your wife anything, are you? And he kind of laughed. He's like, well, I got her something. I got her some yoga pants. Excuse me, sir. You're spending $800 on a TV for yourself, and you bought your wife a $20 pair of yoga pants? Are you kidding me? Let me show you this ring. And I would ask them, what's your wife's birthday? Give me the month. And they would say April, and I would say, perfect. The birthstone for April is diamond. I had all the birthstones, remember, for each month at the time. It's diamond. Let's look at some of these. I have a great one for you, right? And we would look at it, and then I would sell them a ring or a necklace or a bracelet or whatever, a pendant. And that's how I would make my sales. And if the woman came in, and she's looking for TVs for her husband, Father's Day, birthday, whatever, I would tell her, hey, here's a cool thing that you can do. You're going to get your husband this TV, right? It's going to be great. He's going to love it. You should treat yourself to something as well. I don't think he'd mind that you spent $800 on a TV, but you bought yourself a $200 necklace or a $100 necklace. And it would work more times than it wouldn't. So I thought about that, and when I walked in, and I thought about how I started a vending machine business there. There was a lady that used to come in, and she owned vending machines, and I was able to purchase the vending machines from her. And then I already worked at Sam's Club, so I got great pricing on the product, but at the same time, I got great pricing on the product, but at the same time, I got a store discount because I worked at the store. So it was just great. And so it was cool to kind of go back. Sometimes you have to revisit where you came from in order to show you how to move in the future, right? If you think about it, only thing that we know about the future is the data that we collected from the past. We all we can do is take that data and try to predict what's going to happen in the future. And so it was cool for me to get back in that that atmosphere. Even though I do business to business sales today and every day, it was cool to go back to where it first started and think about all the memories and see the different areas and like the different operations, and just think about, you know, that young, vibrant energy that I had around just being great at sales, you know. So I had a lot of fun doing that job. But that was the beginning for me. That was the beginning of of me doing, you know, the official No More Rec League, organized business to business sales. It was fun. And so that gave me a lot of energy to carry with me throughout the day. And so today was definitely a hustle day and not necessarily a grind day. It was fun to kind of get out there. And I needed that fun after the day that I had yesterday. So anyway, super excited. I need to go to bed. It's 2:30 a.m. again. I got some other things to do, but I need to go to bed because I have a long day tomorrow and an exciting day tomorrow. I'm actually doing an interview about sales. So, of course, I'll keep you updated on that. Anyway, that's it. To Build a Business, episode 5. It's crazy, episode 5. See you guys later. Peace.